Welcome back to Turn the Page for a very special holiday episode. That's right, we're talking about Christmas. You like Christmas?
When I'm not in the retail environment, absolutely.
But even then, there's a certain spirit that comes along with Christmas. It's either you want to kill your fellow man or you want to buy them a gift. Maybe get some hats put out there for some homeless people, some scarves, some hats,
yeah,
do something good. Or you work in retail and you see people who come in on your day of work and just ask you for nonsense the entire day. And why don't you have it ready for me? Why isn't it on sale? This is what little Timmy wants. And if I don't bring it to him, he'll get lost in a well. Yeah, so be nice
True
to
story.
everybody. Get that Christmas music playing. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. And, of course, my daughter asked for a special favor tonight.
What's that?
She wants us to sing the very special edition of Jingle Bells. And I think you'll know once I'm going to start it off, and I think you'll know where I'm going. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got away. Hey! There we go. So we all have certain things about Christmas that we really love or that we're fond of, whether it's getting gifts and presents or seeing your entire family in the same place, or when you walk outside, it's not balls hot. You know, there's different things about Christmas time that just make it particularly special to all of us, that it just kicks off a good memory in your head.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's. Well, even working in the retail environment and stuff like that, it's like I do love seeing people finding that perfect gift for everyone, and they're just so happy, especially when you get to. And it's really a nice surprise when they come and they're like, "Oh man, I hate this so much," and they ring it up. What? And then it's drastically lower in price.
Yeah, you got like some sort of special discount on things.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as good as Black Friday, but with less murder. So yeah.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You've had a few Christmases in your life.
Yeah.
A couple decades worth.
Mm-hmm.
What's out of all your span of history? Can you name one Christmas where it was particularly just something that resonates with you, something special that happened, or something that you got that just you had that childlike spirit of joy at that moment?
Man, it'd be the first Christmas Casey and I were together.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm going to puke, but it's sweet.
Well, it's like the things that she got me for Christmas was just, she got me a Star Wars book. Mm-hmm. She got me Superman Red Sun, replaced the copy that someone borrowed and never returned, and also got me Civil War.
Nice.
The trade paperbacks and stuff. Some of those she didn't even ask. She was like, "I hope you didn't have these," and I'm like, "This is amazing." She got me my favorite Superman storyline of all time.
That's nice. It is good when somebody knows you well enough to know what you want for Christmas. I think I remember it was the 90s. It was the 90s, and I was young. I was still in elementary school, and every single day, as soon as the school bell rang, I was on my feet running home because I had to watch a very specific show that aired every day after school. And we didn't have DVRs, we didn't have streaming, we didn't have Netflix anything plus at all. We were in the minus era of TV programming. And hopefully Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton, and O.J. Simpson weren't going to break a law that day, so I could actually watch something besides them on trial.
Dude, that was the worst.
Gloves fitting, what does is mean? I didn't hold a baby off of a balcony. All of these things just ruined a whole lot of days for me. But on the days that it did occur, it was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that's actually why I have this set up here right now. Is because it was around 94, 95, I can't remember specifically, but I had come downstairs Christmas morning, and there were so many boxes wrapped with my name on it.
Oh, man.
Big boxes, too. And I got the entire Thunder Zord collection, all of the Flip Head Power Rangers. Yeah. It was just one of the best years. And it started out a pretty bad year. We'd lost a few people to old age and stuff like that. But at the end of the year, there was just these people knew what I was really into, and that giddy feeling that you get when you start opening something, and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have this forever. And of course I didn't have it forever, and I had to recollect these as legacy Zords because, Heimsbahn figured it out. He knows how to make money. He knows what he's doing. He's like, oh, you're grown up now? Bet you still like robots that put themselves together and turn into animals. You're right, Heimsbahn. Damn you, but you're right. You're right all the time.
He is.
Can't hate on the guy for it. I mean, he had an idea that Stan Lee had 10 years before him and just managed to pull it off. Good for him. It just worked out in his favor. But yeah, I think we all have those kinds of Christmases and we have those types of moments. But the particularly special part is that you get to see those family members and you get to see them all in the same place. My grandmother, actually, the one that I always tell to like and subscribe to our show, which if you haven't yet, everybody who's listening, go ahead, click like and subscribe and tell your grandmother to like and subscribe. My grandma likes it. Yours will too. But she used to ask me every year what I wanted. And I was a very particular kid about handing out separate Christmas lists. You don't just write one, carbon copy it, and send it to everybody, or else you get multiples. If you want the maximum impact on Christmas, you write separate lists, tailor-picked for the person who will actually bow down to this one desire that you have. And Grandma, love her to death, never had a problem with buying me Spawn.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ma wasn't necessarily into it. She was like, I don't know, that doesn't seem like it fits with our religious path. And I was like, oh no, it does. It's got hell in it. It's a lot like Catholic Church on a Sunday. They talk about hell all the time. But so yeah, Grandma would get me, she got me the medieval Spawn, she got me zombie Spawn, ninja Spawn, any Spawn that I ever asked for. Grandma was like, seems like a good deal. She even came down one year right before Halloween and made me a full-size Spawn cape. She stitched it herself.
Dude, that's
little Velcro skulls
awesome.
to hold it together. Yeah. So Grandma always rocking socks. She's been the best lady, still kicking, still up there in Dixon, Illinois, looking better than everybody else on the block, making everybody think, man, what does she do to have this eternal fountain of youth? She's amazing and still sharp as a tack too. So it's for you, Grandma. I love you. But yeah, Christmas, man. I don't think there's anything else like it ever since they, stole winter solstice and turned it into something else.
Yeah, man. It's like you're saying. It's like, again, I harken back to First Christmas with Casey. It was really crazy because my man, this was the first time I didn't have to go to my relatives in Mississippi.
So she saved you from your relatives, too.
She did. She saved me from the relatives. And the thing is, she saved me from butt cheese and noodles, man.
Yeah?
That's why I call the macaroni and cheese that my cousin in Mississippi made, because it makes children cry and wish they had coal in their stockings.
Yeah. At least then they can make a fire, right?
Exactly. And burn it. But no, I went to her uncle's house, or her great uncle's house. Yeah, and man, the food they had there, Uncle Jack, I think is his name, and it was crazy good. All the food there, everybody was warm and welcoming. I didn't feel like an outsider. This was the first family gathering, aside from my mom's side of the family, where I didn't feel like an outsider. Everybody was welcoming and everything. And then we had the Gilmer Christmas gift exchange and stuff at her mom's house later on. And again, just a warm welcoming and everything. And here they are. It's like her parents, even though I wasn't a part of the family yet, had a stocking with my name on it and gave me a stocking full of all kinds of crazy stuff from his her dad works at FedEx and gets to fly over all around the world and everything. He teaches classes.
So he's Santa Claus.
Essentially, yeah, because bring it in. It's like, oh yeah, that was from Japan, that was from China, and stuff like that. Just little tech gadgets and stuff. It's fantastic stuff. It's just like, man, things that you never think of. It was just really, really cool just to be a part of that.
I think it is. Whenever you meet a grouping of people that, whether it's genetically yours or not, but you find a group of people that rhyme with the word family.
Yes,
they just do. It's just, and I think I found that a lot with the group of people that I found this past year with the Saturday Night Gaming family.
Absolutely.
And they understand what it is to be nice, to be kind, to be Christian, to be friends, to whatever. It's just they're an accepting group. And as hard and crass a guy as I've always been in my life, I don't necessarily just hang out with the nicest people. But that's changed for me. And this is the second Christmas in a row I've gotten to celebrate with y'all. And this year was really fantastic for my daughter. A friend of ours, Chuck, actually ended up getting her these shoes that she hasn't taken off since. She wore her gray sweats today for pajama day at school with the Naruto hoodie over it, because that, I don't believe, ever gets to come off until it eventually just starts to collect so much dust on her and then erodes away. It's like, that's the only way I'm getting that hoodie off of her. And she's got this bear that he gave her every night too. She calls it chocolate. It's a little black bear. But I mean, whatever it was, it hit her in the right way. He got the little heart button for her and knew what was going on. Because a lot of times she's very dry, cold, scientific, doesn't really let you know that she's emotionally attached to anything. But whatever it was that's been going on, where it's like he's a nice guy, he gets along with us, and then always asks and is concerned about her, and then got her all this stuff that just worked out perfectly with her personality, and she loves it. I mean, it really was. So just seeing somebody make my daughter happy is a thing for me. That's present in itself. Not to mention that I'm eating Pez out of a Ghost Rider Pez dispenser like every single night. She reloads it for me every night. She's like, pause Naruto for a second, because that's what we have to watch every day. She pauses it and she's like, hand me the flaming skull. And then she takes it and she refills it. And then, I'm like, don't refill it too much. I'll just eat all of them. And she's like, it's okay. We'll get more. And I eat Pez for the rest of the night while we're watching this ninja anime show that I'm totally thinking, oh, this is going to be silly. And I just sit back and then I start getting choked up watching this show. It's like, there's not a whole lot in life that can really choke me up. But this show, man, you get really attached to characters. They died. They don't come back. There's no magical Dragon Balls to wish them with.
I mean, Rock Lee.
They move on. They're dead. So it's an intense show, but I enjoy spending all that time with her. And like I said, anything where I can see somebody that actually cares about her as much as I do, they show the concern for her. You always get her stuff. I mean, she's got Funko Pops all over the room now.
Awesome. She
decorates the room a lot like I do, and it's with plastic. Colorful plastic that makes you think happy thoughts. I don't know why I got so obsessed in my life with collecting these things, but I did. And I'm still not ashamed of it.
Oh, me either.
Not at all. I never want to grow up. If this is what it means to really be a Toys R Us kid.
Funny story about that, by saying being ashamed of it. When I first started talking to Casey and she asked me, like online, it's like, so what are you up to? I was at the point where I was just like,
screw it. I'll just be honest.
Yeah, I was like, I am going through my action figure collection and maybe playing with one or two of them. And then I showed her pictures of everything. She was like, wow.
That's a committed guy. That's what she was thinking. Yeah. This guy is committed. He is committed.
But she said, I didn't mean that in a bad way. I was just like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And stuff. I was like, yeah. And now she collects toys too. You're welcome.
And what he really said was, wait till you meet my future friend Tony. He's got just as many as I do. What do you get for the guy that has everything? Get something for his daughter. But yeah, I mean, if you're watching go ahead and, like I said, click like, click subscribe, but go ahead and leave a comment. Tell us about your favorite Christmas, or even post pictures of your action figure collections.
Yeah.
Anything. We'd love to see them. We'd love to comment on them. We'd love to share them on our page. Just make sure they're clean and good enough for everybody of a PG-13 audience, family friendly here. And again, just get out there. Be nice to people, have a good time, and if you're at it and you're on a long road trip this year going to see your family, go ahead and while you're connected to Wi-Fi, download our latest podcast from Saturday Night Gaming. There's a current original theme show going on with Saturday Night Gaming that's going on within called The Heavenscape, and I believe it's called Dawn of the Dark Star. Yeah, duh. So check that out. Download all the latest episodes. And then when you're on your long road trip going to Colorado or wherever you may be heading to see your family, you can just go ahead and let that play through. Enjoy the stories. Have some fun with the action. And go ahead and let yourself get carried away with a little bit of that full-grown kid that's still inside you. You know, still have fun with robots and monsters and superheroes and all the fun stuff in life. And I'm going to go ahead and cut away for a little bit of a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Christmas spirit, Old Saint Nick, and maybe some more family hijinks. You never know. But don't forget to tune back in and join us. Hey there! Does your life suck? Does your boss always tell you what to do? Does your wife tell you to sell all your toys? Well, maybe that happens to us too. But there's a place that you can go every Saturday night where you can find great stories about slimy-fingered trolls and gnomes with magical powers, dragons trying to take over the world, and weird-shaped dice. You don't know what to call them? Dodecahedrons? Maybe? I don't know, but there's numbers on every single side, and if you roll a nat 20, you might win the game. That's right, we're talking about Saturday Night Gaming. If you tune in on Podbean, on iTunes, on Google stuff. Look us up, Saturday Night Gaming. It's a podcast. It's great to listen to. Download it, play it in your phone, on your car. You got a long road trip coming up? Saturday Night Gaming. You got to drive to work where your boss constantly annoys you? Saturday Night Gaming. If you ever just think, I don't know how to get to sleep tonight? Saturday Night Gaming. Tune in for Saturday Night Gaming. Check out all of our excellent podcasts. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share with your grandmother. Right, guys?
Right, SN Gaming 2017.
McClay agrees.
I can't share with my grandmother.
That's sad. Let's make sure that part gets in there. So, talking more about Christmas, one of the big things that's been going on the past few years is that they've been releasing a special genre specific movie every single Christmas. And Disney's been doing this. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Star Wars.
You're losing me for a second. It's like,
What do I go see every single December dressed up in line? Yeah, Star Wars. Now, to avoid talking about the new one for any kind of spoiler alerts, and because I haven't seen it and I don't want to have to kill my co-host, but we'll talk about some of the older ones. How have you been feeling about some of these newer Star Wars movies and the fact that it does release on Christmas every year?
sometimes it's a great Christmas gift. Sometimes it's a lump of coal.
So sometimes it's Rogue One.
Sometimes it's Rogue One.
Sometimes it's Solo.
I love Solo.
Did you?
Yes.
I love Rogue One.
So did I.
Oh, well, then we agree on that. I don't think Solo was bad. I just think they just gave me something. Didn't quite try as hard. It was just, it's not quite, it's like there's no shock and awe. There's no mystery to it. I know he's going to be friends with the big monkey that's in the tar pit that's beating the crap out of him. I know he's going to live through the end of the movie. There's no real cliffhanger there.
Well, for me, it was the thing that surprised me the most, and probably why I liked it, because I'm a big Maul fanboy, was seeing Maul at the end of it.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, yes! And like, oh, we're not going to do any more of these movies. I was like,
Wait for it.
yeah, they're just going to probably make a Disney Plus series.
Well,
Which
they might
they
even go
should.
as far back as I don't know. I've been reading a lot about.
We need a
this,
Maul series.
He's all right. He's cool looking.
He's fantastic.
He's no Vader.
Well, I mean, no, but he's awesome.
But I've been reading about some of these things. Apparently, Star Wars has more of a history than humankind. Like, actual legit human history doesn't go as far back and is not as in-depth as Star Wars history. I have learned that very fast on this page called Wikipedia. Now, there's this fella named Darth Revan.
Revan.
Holy cow, man. Like, the stuff that guy has involved in his story. Like, if they go back to this old
Or
Republic
her.
era,
Or is it just a him?
there's a him, as far as
Either.
I know.
It's either. It's a Knights Old Republic video game. You can pick up.
Oh, because you could pick a girl or a guy.
That's why Revan always has the mask on
Okay.
and the armor because it's gender neutral.
I guess in the later additional content, they made it a guy. Because I saw they made him into a
Oh,
Jedi.
really?
Yeah. There's a
Oh,
whole bunch
okay.
of stuff on it now.
I don't know.
They
Okay.
called him the Revan Kist. Something like that. Does some stuff. But anyway, all I'm saying is really deep lore on everything. There's this fella Darth Bane I was reading about.
I think I have an action figure of him somewhere.
He is a horrible guy. He makes this thing called a mind bomb and sets it off, and it kills anybody with force sensitivity. That is some intense stuff.
I'm gonna keep this in mind for future games.
Yeah. Well, we're doing a future game on Saturday Night Gaming. It's going to be a Star Wars Legacy game,
My body is ready.
and it's going to be set during the Sith War or the Cold War during that era. So it's back in the Old Republic. That's all I know. But you start looking at things, and when it starts counting down the years in the same way that you would imagine human history does, like BC, AD, or BCE, whatever they call it now, like it goes further back than we do, and it's like BYY or BBY and whatever.
Battle before Yavin.
And that's why I keep him around, because he knows that stuff. All I knew was they had glow sticks that hurt real bad if you got stuck by it. Apparently it goes deeper than that. So, but beyond that,
Hey, what's that?
but speaking about movies that happen during Christmas, I'd like to talk about some of what I think are the #1 rated top movies that you gotta watch at Christmas time. So we'll start off with you. What are the top 3 movies that you just have to watch when it's Christmas?
Oh man. Die Hard.
Yep.
Jingle All the Way.
All right, I'll give it to you.
And I only have a top 2.
Oh, he has a top 2. Well, now I have
Third
top
one,
3.
whatever.
I have
Maybe
top 3.
Gremlins. Maybe Gremlins.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a
Maybe.
Christmas movie.
No, that is totally a Christmas. That's
I just
all Gremlins is a Christmas movie. The Gremlin is a Christmas present.
I never knew that. I haven't seen Gremlins all the way through yet.
Yeah, the Mog. Oh my!
But I do own it.
Slap yourself and call it Sally. Watch that movie all the way through.
I will.
It's the best movie ever. Yeah, the Mogwai is a Christmas present for his kid that he doesn't get to see because he's a traveling salesman.
Oh, in case he's never seen Die Hard. So,
Well, good Lord, it's Christmas. Y'all better get to watching the top 3 movies that you can only think of 3. Yeah, Gremlins. You got Die Hard. Of course it's a Christmas movie, people. You got Gremlins. It's Christmas all the way with Gremlins. That's the only way you should celebrate Christmas. Now, of course, my brother, being who he is, for 24 hours out of the day is going to have a Christmas story playing on every TV in our house.
Mhm.
And if you change that channel, you will be shot. Trust me, there is a gun within his hand's reach. But for me, the third movie I would put in there is Batman Returns with Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's right.
That is an excellent Christmas movie. Now, you can also have Tim Allen's Santa Claus. That's a fun one. There was one recently with Kurt Russell in it where he's kind of a tough guy Santa Claus. That's all right, too.
I haven't seen that one.
I just watched it the other night with Rain, and it was actually hard for me not to like it.
Wow.
Because Kurt Russell is amazing.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, Santa Claus's wife, Miss Claus, was actually Goldie Hawn. So it was nice to see them on screen together. I think the last movie they were ever in together was Bird on a Wire. And they got unofficially not married. And they have been one of the longest lasting Hollywood couples ever since. Because of his devilish good looks. Just give it to you right. Kurt Russell. Big Trouble in Little China. Great guy. Love the guy. But yeah, I think that's a lot. When you're getting in the mood for Christmas, you got to put on movies that not necessarily mean that it is your Hallmark copyright Christmas movie. But at the same time, it's got to be a movie that gets people happy. So whatever makes you happy. So if it's Gremlins popping out of a tree, what was the song that was playing on the record? Can you see what I see? And then all of a sudden this thing pops out of the tree and starts trying to stab the mom, and it's a gremlin. It's just amazing. You got The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a really good one.
Which, if you're going to watch that, you might as well go ahead and pop in Beetlejuice just for the fun of it. Because that's a Christmas movie. No? Okay, whatever. I'll watch it anyway. It's all about whatever gets you in the spirit. Having fun. Doing the right thing. Loving on your spouse, whatever. Sit on the couch, watch some Netflix. I don't care.
Batman and Robin has a Christmas jingle in it, which is kind of funny. You remember Mr. Freeze makes his minions sing Snow Miser?
Oh, 'cause I'm the Snow Miser.
And he's sitting there just going, Sing! Sing!
Yeah. Now, I mean, that got to be the thing. Every once in a while you had Batman coming out. Oh, Scrooged! That's a good one.
Muppet Christmas Carol?
Muppet Christmas Carol, yeah. My ex-wife and I actually used to watch that every single year together. Muppet Christmas Carol. And they had the Rat and Gonzo doing the whole thing.
That one movie. I forgot his name. Really, really famous.
Yeah? That guy?
I forgot his name. Oh, Lord, it's black and white one.
Oh, black and white.
Black and white movie.
Miracle on 34th.
Miracle on 31st Street?
No, not that one. The other one.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Thank you. I couldn't think of it.
That is not a movie I'm going to suggest that you watch on Christmas time. Are you easily depressed?
No.
Because I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. It's not a wonderful life in that movie.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
I was just
saying that was another Christmas movie.
Yeah, the angel just kind of saves him from killing himself.
He does.
And every time you fart, a demon gets its wings. Oh, wait, that was Spawn. Sorry.
Oh, man, that's...
Speaking of which...
They're flying tonight.
Did you hear? Todd McFarlane has officially said that he will get Spawn greenlit whether people produce it or not. He'll have the money put out himself to get that movie made.
Yeah, I did.
Which I think is amazing. If I could actually get you to do that on a Christmas time schedule, Mr. McFarlane, that'd be great. Because I think a Spawn Christmas movie it would warm my heart.
So, next year, I don't know if you realize this or not, there's going to be another sci-fi movie released on Christmas. That's not Star Wars.
What?
Denis Villeneuve's Dune.
Dune? They're like remaking it, or
they're remaking it,
retelling a different part of the story.
They're remaking it, and the director from Blade Runner 2049 is doing it.
Well, he did a really good job.
And the cast is, I can't remember most of them right now, but I just remember it being phenomenal. And every time, Jason Momoa is in it.
Oh, sold.
Dave Bautista's in it too, I believe.
Sold. Go ahead, steal my money. Why don't you put Drax and Aquaman in the same movie? Can we have like a beefcake hot party? Sure. Call it in. Let's do it. I mean, I'm sorry, but they're
I am
pretty guys.
beyond ready to go back to Arrakis.
That sounds like a fun idea. I mean, that was a really creepy movie when I was a little kid, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The
what's
fat
that?
guy in the floating chair.
Oh, yeah, Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah, that kind of creeped me out to the time.
Sting coming out in the steam, just
Yeah.
in his underwear. I've done that to Casey. It's hilarious. But
Just put on a hot shower and then come out in your briefs.
yeah, it's like I'll.
But you wear boxers. I put these on today. Just for this moment.
Yeah, it's like that's just like what the hell, and I was like, She just rolled her eyes, threw something at me.
It's a loving relationship.
It is.
But yeah, I think that there's a lot of things that I would like to see in the future with them doing with Christmas stuff, and remaking things is fine. I do enjoy getting surprised by new original content sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'd really like to see some stuff about the real history of Christmas.
That'd be interesting.
I think it would be really cool to go into like history. I love history movies, though.
I love fake history movies too.
Well, fake history, like what, like Vampire Hunter Abraham Lincoln?
Like Ip Man,
Oh, okay. Well,
Which-
but like history, like
which is releasing on Christmas. Ip Man 4.
he does like the Ip Man. But, with certain things within history, I think the movies about Christ are all good. They're very compelling.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like the way they do those. And I know a lot of people are very Christian, and it's cool. It's a good thing.
Mhm.
And I like to see some of those movies portrayed very well and realistically.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So it can be good. At the same time, I don't want to see him continuously abused all the time. I get the point of the story, and I'm not trying to be sexual.
No. I'm just
There's
saying.
other parts of his life maybe we could show off, or
I've seen that movie once, and I cannot watch it again.
It's The Passion of the Christ.
Yes, I cannot watch it.
I've
It's too
watched
painful.
I've watched it 2 or 3 times. It was a very well done movie, but
Yeah.
there's other parts of history that I'd also like to get into. If they made a movie about the Bhagavad Gita, I'd watch that. If you ever had to read that when you were in school, but the Krishna stuff, and he
Mhm.
shows him his real face, and that sounds like a really entertaining movie. Like, why not do that?
Hmm.
But no, like in the real history of when people were celebrating the winter solstice, some of the tribes that we come from as humanity.
That'd be really interesting.
Where whether it be if your family comes from Africa, how did the Africans celebrate Christmas? What was their normal winter celebration? If your family comes from the Asian, multifaceted. I mean, because China is different than Japan. Is different than. It's a very big place out there. So I'd like to see some more cultures and
Me
what
too.
they represent for all these holidays. And I would just like to see it because we got some really cool stories that are out there in mankind's history. Just the Irish alone, my people, they have some crazy stories. The Tuatha Danann, the tribe of the gods. That's some interesting stuff. So, Hollywood, if you're listening, you don't have to remake Bill and Ted. Well, you do. But you don't have to do it again after that. Get us some original content. Let's see what else is out there. Let's see what some of the other cultures of the world that have made this.
Aliens 5. What?
Yeah, let's not. I don't know.
This is Dan speaking. I'm checking in just to remind you to check us out at facebook.com/turnthepageshow, where you can find pictures, you can find links to all of our videos, you can find interesting articles that we've discovered around the internet and discuss them with us. We may even mention your comments on the show. So head on over there, put a bookmark in, and come on back. I'll wait for just a moment. You should probably hurry. It looks like they're on their way back.
All right. Now, to wrap up our little Christmas special, just talk about a few things extra. Now, Christmas and comics. Is there anything particular that jumps out at you that you read during your time that had like a Christmas special in it that maybe resonated with you more than anything else? You read a lot of Superman, so I know you gotta have something. Nope, he's broken. Well,
But-
the X-Men always had Christmas specials. They were always really good, and it's a team
But-
thing. So,
Comic related, I did watch something.
What?
It was one of the first episodes of Batman, the animated series.
the one with the Joker
Yeah, during
giving out the
Christmas.
gifts. Yeah. Well, there is that, but yeah, I guess I just read teen comics a lot more. Teens generally like to celebrate family type events like Christmas.
I don't really remember any much of DC with Christmas type stuff. I mean, I remember Superman wearing a Santa hat. That might have been a Hamburg.
I've seen presidents wearing Superman's costume before, so DC will do anything. But yeah, no, I mean in the Marvel universe, there was always a lot of Christmas stuff. There was always a lot of holiday specials, and it was just always a lot of fun. It gave me that idea that even if you had a wild, wacky family or a drunk uncle named Logan, you still got to have Christmas, and you still celebrated it, even if the world was ending. So, whatever happens, happens. But yeah, I think that the biggest thing for me, broaching this whole episode, is just talking about that really, it's that childlike, it's like kids these days don't even have it because they don't have to wake up in the morning just to watch Saturday morning cartoons. They don't have that anticipation for something. It's always delivered. It's always streaming. It's always scheduled and planned, and I'll get to it eventually. Or they don't even care what time of day they get out for winter break. They don't even know. Daughter gets in the car. It's like, what time do you need to be picked up tomorrow? She's like, I don't know. It's a half day. What time? Like, I was watching the clock. I was like, nope, that's 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and round it up, lady. We're out. I knew when to get out. So, just saying, kids are a little different these days. But when I was that age, Saturday mornings, Christmas, there were just those things that gave you that weird kind of butterfly churned electricity in your stomach.
Oh, dude,
Get your heart pumping, your adrenaline going. You don't know what's going to happen. It's time. It's ready. It's go time. And for me, that was a lot of that was Christmas, and a lot of it did have to do with things, collecting plastic statues or whatever you want to call them, figures, Transformers. It was a big deal to me. Artwork of any kind, molds, sculpts, drawings, comics, movies. I just love art. I love things that inspire that feeling in my gut that gets me going. And I got to tell you, for a long time, I was kind of the Grinch. As a kid, I was kind of a happy guy, but as an adult, I had so much contempt for happy people because I didn't really get that happy. There wasn't a whole lot for me that was just telling me, oh man, life's awesome, And so I was kind of a Grinch. I hated all sorts of holidays, and I'd be down on all that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I still don't want you playing Mariah Carey just because it's Christmas time.
Oh my god.
But Jingle Bell Rock's not too bad this year, and I'm going to tell you why. So about 10 years ago, something changed for me. That was my daughter. When my daughter was born, I kind of softened up a little bit on certain things. I begrudgingly went and got trees and drug them to the house to put them up, to put lights on them and stuff. Mostly because the ex-wife threatened to kill me if I didn't. But, I still did the things. And when my daughter was born, some of those things softened up for me, and there was this good thing. And that kind of gave me that little bit of joy again, seeing her wake up, seeing her want stuff. And so I think that's what Christmas does when they tell you that it's the giving spirit. It's when you get to see other people happy. It's when you get to share in that joy and everything that brings you together. Because if it was only about these things, then the day doesn't matter. I can Amazon this stuff anytime I want to. It could be Tuesday.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
But it's when you get to see the kids. It's when you get to see them off for a long period of time. They don't have to sit there and go to school. You might get a day and a half off from work, if you're lucky, I guess, or at least a few hours in the middle of the day. Especially if you work in retail. I mean, I know that's the hard spot.
It is. I mean, I am happy to have Christmas Day off at least.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get the day. And if you got the day, some people work, they'll tell you that they're answering calls from 8 to 10 and from 2 to 4. It's like, so wait, you go home in the middle of the day, celebrate Christmas, and come back to work? What kind of absurdity is that? Go home! Enjoy your life!
It's insane, man.
Have a family. It'd be like Thanksgiving when I was working at Chick-fil-A as a teenager. And you'd see people coming in. It's like, it's Thanksgiving. Go home. Learn how to burn a turkey. I don't care if it tastes good or not. Like, get out of the mall. What are you doing?
It's funny you say burn a turkey. Someone did at our apartment complex adjacent to us. The building over, they tried doing deep frying the turkey in a pressure cooker inside the apartment, and they set it on fire.
Or get a Hot Pocket, stick it in the microwave. There's no offense to that, you know? I'll eat a Hot Pocket any day of the week. People say it's not nutritious. I say, read the little black print on the back of the box. It says there's protein and stuff in it. It's got tomato sauce if it's pepperoni pizza Hot Pocket.
And protein.
Yeah. That's meat, that's cheese. Buddy here today tried the Impossible Whopper. You should try it too. Just go ahead and order it the same way he does, with extra cheese and bacon.
It's really good.
Says it's delicious.
It is very good with bacon.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll try that, but you should try it. And go ahead and leave us a message on a post about how you feel about that, what you think about it, and all that sort of stuff. Now, this year particularly is really going to be happy for me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because for Christmas, what I'm doing now, of course, Rain and I are going to celebrate the actual day of Christmas together. So we're going to wake up, we're going to do all the presents. Of course, the day after, she goes to visit her mother, so she's going to be visiting her mother. But just about 3 short days after that, I am heading to East Tennessee.
Ooh.
I am going straight to a ring store. I am paying the rest of what I owe on an engagement ring, and I'm taking that straight to one of our very first followers, Trektini. Yeah, if you leave a like, maybe I'll get married to you too. Jessica, longtime love of my life. I'm going over to East Tennessee, and by the time this airs, I will have been engaged to Jessica Bettini, and we will be getting married next year, March 16th. So just so the whole Turn the Page family knows, this has been one of the happiest years for me going in.
Awesome,
got all the friends, got the girl that loves me and has no problem with me setting this up in our house together, just not in the main room, and in a room that is mine.
That's always the best, man.
Yeah, she said, just as long as we can pretend like we're adults on the outside. I said, that's fine. I'm good at pretending things, you know. I pretend like I'm listening all the time. Like, John McClay tells me about 1080p and 4K. I mean, I love him. He's sex appeal, but all those numbers start coming out of his mouth, and my brain goes blank. It's like, wait, this is past algebra 2. I failed pre-algebra. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. That's why I keep him around, because I miss him right now. Where are you, John? I'd be saying this to his face.
So about the new 52 in the comics multiverse, DC.
There it goes. Letters. Yeah, too many numbers. I started pretending like I was listening to him. It was like, high collars. Sure, whatever, buddy. But yeah, So that's what I'm going to be doing, an exciting new phase of my life. And actually, it's going to be really exciting because the week after we get married, we're going to be going to the Comic-Con.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be running our own table there for Saturday Night Gaming, Turn the Page family. So, of course, if you're in the Memphis area, you're going to be going to the con, then check us out. Come over. We'll have business cards.
We will have business cards. Come
See.
talk to us.
Yeah, you can see him and his wife when they're running the table. See me and my wife when we're running the table. You can see Squirrely Dan at some point in time. And when you do, tell him to tone it down about 5 to 10% there. You might even see Chuck Knight while you're at it. Who knows? We'll all be out there just having a good time. Supporting some local friends of ours. We, of course, love Scoot's art. We love all the cosplayers that were out there. We'd like to share links to their pages and their Instagrams because just amazing, talented people in this city.
Absolutely. You have, man.
And of course, your brother, too.
Yeah, my brother, Dave.
His podcast and all the stuff that he's done with his own artwork. And
oh, man, yeah, he's been doing some great stuff. Him and the Rogues podcast, like, check them out too. And then we'll be doing a review of a friend of mine, his book. His name's Chris Jowers. We'll be doing that sometime next year, and everyone here has agreed to it already. It's a book with words, not pictures.
Or if you look at it long enough, you can make it look like they're pictures. I call that connect the dots with my brain. The only way I can flip that many pages and pretend like I'm not sleeping. So,
but yeah, no, he's awesome. I hope you get to. I hope he's there at the Mid-South Con so you get to meet him. He's always dressed up as Joker.
nice. I can't decide what I'm going to be dressed up as this year. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to convince Jesse to go as a couple with me on it at least. If we can get the baby to dress up as something too, like if I can convince her to dress him like Yoda. That would be really cool, and I could go as the Mandalorian, and she can just go as the hot bounty hunter. Or pretty much just put the word hot in front of whatever word you want to, and that's what she'll be cosplayed as. Because she's gorgeous. I'm lucky like that.
I'll cosplay as Ronnie, because everybody knows I'm Hugo Strange from reality.
That's true. Yeah, nobody's doubting that.
Especially if you see me at Game Exchange, you'll know.
Yeah.
I'm nuts.
Mask is kind of slipping, buddy.
It is.
Yeah.
Retail does that.
Oh! Just fix it real quick. Mask is slipping. But yeah, these are all the exciting things coming for the new year. Of course, we'll be going into season 2 of Turn the Page. We'll announce soon what's going to be going on with that as far as our schedule and maybe some new changes to the show in and of itself. Maybe some sort of screen that's green or something like that. Who knows what we might be able to pull off or what I might be able to promise that we'll pull off. So then we'll scurry and try to make it happen anyway. Yeah. Because that's what I do. I promise things and then we make it happen. So don't forget to keep joining us. You're like extended family to us. You're digital,
Absolutely.
distant digital family.
Yeah.
But the love is felt. So continue to feel the love with us. Continue to share in these great life events that we have, these great collectibles that we bring to the table. And of course, all of the knowledge that we pretend we have on comic books, movies, celebrities, and just everything in general. And don't forget to keep on loving life, living your life, doing it with your family, celebrating these holidays, do it with the best feeling in your heart, and just look forward to the future, because you never know when even a guy like me, the grumpiest, most cantankerous old fool, can still find love from a very sweet, intelligent, kind, warm-hearted person. I don't know what she sees in me.
She sees a lot.
Yeah, it's the chiseled jaw. I know. It's okay. But yeah, you always have something around the corner for you, no matter what you think it looks like at this moment. You just keep on looking for those good friends that you have. Keep on sharing that part of yourself that you shouldn't hide, and that's your true self. Me, I am one big geeky nerd. And it's only when you let that out and you share it with people that you really be happy. So just share it yourself. And as always, if you ever doubt anything,
tone it down.
Yeah, tone it down about 10 to 15% there, Squirrely Dan. But yeah, even if you have your own bro Thor in your life, like I do, just stay tight with your family and do all the things
Absolutely.
that keep you believing, keep you moving forward, and keep you creating beautiful art, and that's life. And that's what we believe in here at Turn the Page. We'd like to close out this year, this wonderful last year of not being an actual decade. I can't wait until we can actually say we're living in the 20s. It'll be the new roaring 20s, the technologically digital roaring 20s. It'll be so great to actually live in a decade again.
Yes.
And we're going to see you there. We'll be
will.
back, and we'll see you in the 20s.
And of course, we love you guys too.
Yep.
And
Until
ladies.
then, keep on turning the page.